Bucks under pressure. He'll tuck it in and run. Vince to the 5. Young, touchdown Texas. Touchdown Vince Young. He's done it again.
Pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win it! They win it!
Stockton, open three. Good! John Stockton sends the Utah Jazz to the NBA.
All right. We're good to go. Ready?
Okay. Yep. So, guys, we've gone back to the future.
We have.
This is the bad type of time travel.
Yes, it is. We're virtual, but you can still find us on our YouTube page by searching Pack to the Future podcast. I'm having a little bit of a reaction to a shot booster, so I'm going to do my best to power through. Chad's had a rough week at work, and Timmy's behind the board.
Yep.
What could
Has anyone almost just walked out on their job? Because that almost happened to me today.
yeah.
Just straight up left. And I was like, okay, I'm going to become a podcaster. I'll make $0 an hour.
Flipping cards, baby.
Plus
Not
benefits,
burgers, flipping cards. Yeah.
You you know what? I have something we can take our frustration out on, Chad.
Good.
Our acquaintance, I'll say, Mr. Ross Berman, had an interesting Instagram post the other day. He posted a photo of Donovan Mitchell signing a number of jerseys for him, which is not out of the ordinary, I would believe, for his Instagram page.
I agree. Definitely agree.
And on there, I zoomed in. I did the old pinch and zoom and was able to clearly read to Ross, number 1 Donovan Mitchell collector.
No.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yep.
I am here to say, Chad, I don't know if you've given this any thought. I don't know what your reaction will be. But if it's anything that doesn't jive with mine, you're in big trouble. And that is, we are going to war. We will not stand for this. I'm prepared to meet Mr. Berman out of doors. No, I was going to make a joke about that soccer incident and beat his legs and take his jersey. But
yeah, he'll take his private jet and fly right to your house if you want.
He would. Yeah. No, all jokes aside about that. But here is what I mean by war. It is now our mission. It is now this show's mission and decree that we will have Donovan Mitchell sign another jersey to Chad.
Yes.
The number 1 Donovan Mitchell collector. It will be in dispute. We may have to have a Money in the Bank briefcase match at the end of this, but we're going to war.
I like it a lot.
There's an Adam. Oh, it's a 101.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pack to the Future. I'm your host, Ricky, a.k.a. Mr. eBay. And I am joined by my co-host and partner in crime, Dr. Chad.
Someone called for a doctor?
How you doing, Doc?
I'm still employed for the moment, baby.
And he is now running the board, ladies and gentlemen. Hide your wives, hide your children. He's Dr. Tim.
That was a little premature. Here we go, baby. Prepare to be underwhelmed.
Well, Tim's already made his first blubber.
Hide your husbands with that good-looking, sleek black sweater he has.
Yeah. We've got an awesome show for you guys tonight. We're going to cover some hobby news. We're going to talk about our Secret Santa update. And I actually need some advice from both of you and the audience on a pay it forward incident, I'll call it.
Okay.
But before we get to all of that, I wanted to dive into what we've been up to the last week, because we've all been quite active, as we found out as we were filling out this show rundown.
Yeah, indeed.
So I guess we should start with Chad. You and I last Saturday went to Crave, our the new local card shop.
Right.
The first thing I noticed, and Tim, you went later on, and we'll get to you in just a minute on that.
Sure.
But Chad and I arrived at noon sharp. I actually arrived about 11:45, 20 minutes early. And the first thing I noticed, it was kind of difficult to find the place. You could
Yes.
identify the building, and you could identify that Crave was there because they had a big old wall art, but it appeared from where you would notice it that it was a garage or a back entrance. Did you think that, Tim?
Yeah, I drove past it about 3 times, despite your advice to look for it on Google Maps. And I think I was distracted by like the neon green Porsche that was parked out front by that point. I was like, I'm not driving by a little strip.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
but yeah, it was hard.
the first thing I noticed, because I did go to the other side of the building, you could enter this building from either side, and they are different businesses. The first thing I noticed, Tim, for your this is going to be good for you. There is an addiction specialist treatment center on the other side, so we can get you set up for those trips to Vegas, as well as your purchases at Crave.
I'll pay for that in Bitcoin.
So I was so excited that I eventually just walked into the building, right? And I was like, hey, it's got to be through this front entrance, and I'm going to beat Chad in. I'm going to be the first one in. And go up the stairs and start walking into some old guy's office. Yeah, I did. He slow walked me out to a map of the whole building.
He immediately takes off his pants and said, "Boy, you're here earlier than I thought."
we reviewed the map. I go around, and alas, Chad had beat me now. So as I enter, and Chad, I'm going to throw it to you in just a sec. But as I enter, I hear Chad say, "Okay, as long as I'm the first." So Chad, why don't you kind of give your opening impressions of this shop?
Being the first person in the shop, I was acknowledged as the first customer in the shop. Very excited about that. And I don't know what you guys are talking about. I drove right to it. I drove down the wrong street at first, but once I got to the other street, I pulled right in. I came from the south side, and maybe that's why I was able to see their art from the street there. But
Right.
a little bit of a smaller shop. Kind of a cool layout, though. They had a big display case hanging up on the wall with some higher end cards, both slabbed and not slabbed.
Yeah.
You know, these were 4-digit, 5-digit cards, which we typically don't see for sale at our other local card shops. So that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
I didn't buy any of them, but I saw them there. They had cards, lower end cards hanging up just kind of on wall shelves, floating shelves. Display cases had boxes, which was pretty fun, and we'll talk about that. I did end up buying one of those.
Yeah.
They had a really sweet, this is going to sound weird, but they had a really sweet rug, like a custom made rug of their logo.
Oh my God, Chad! As soon as Chad noticed this rug, he would not shut the hell up about this rug.
I was like rubbing my hand in the rug and like
he didn't
rub my
care about it.
chest on it a little bit.
He didn't care about a damn card in that place.
Oh,
I think
it's
there might have even been a very attractive woman there, and right by Chad's head. Chad could only had eyes for this rug.
What was so special about the rug? Was it like shaggy?
It was cool. It was their logo.
Well, I mean, so
Yeah.
we could print that. I mean, there's a site where you could probably do that for $99 or something.
They showed us, and it's $400,
400.
but we can do it.
That is fancy then. Okay.
So that was kind of cool. They had a couple of big screen TVs up on the wall, and they were still getting it a little bit figured out when we got there, which was kind of weird, right? Like
Yeah.
the cards weren't out yet, and so that was a little weird. I think that they had said in the last 3 days before that they opened that they decided that they were going to open a shop and just get it going. But
Yeah.
that was cool. And then the last little part, because I know you're going to boast all over the first purchase that you made, so I'll make sure to give you plenty of time about that, is that they have a reward system, which I thought was kind of cool for a card shop. And honestly, I don't know if they can sustain this.
I don't even know that
But-
they know what it is yet.
No, but it sounded like a pretty cool concept. 5% cash back on all purchases. So I guess it's not really cash back, it's rewards type to use at their shop.
But didn't they then change it and someone else came out and said, no, it's like every dollar's a point and you have to have so many points to get so much.
I think they were still kind of figuring it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. I was boasting to you as you came in. I'll kind of quickly get to this.
Sure.
Tim, you'll laugh at this. I had a card picked out. I was like, I'm going to be the first one in the door. I'm going to be the very first purchase. Ricky can suck it. He's screwed because he's late. He's over talking to that old man with his pants off next door. So I go up there. I've got this Rudy Gobert card. It's pretty funny. There's no price tag on it.
Oh, this
And I'm
is
like, I need to
hilarious.
buy this card. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just need to be the first one to buy it. Let me buy this. And he's like, okay. And he's like, what are the comps on? I'm like, I don't care. I'll just pay you whatever you tell me. And he's like, $40 sold. He's like,
Yeah.
no, 20. I'm like, still sold?
No,
Like,
he's-
I would have bought it for 40, but
No, it's even better. What he does is he says, so $40. You're not planning on getting that graded, are you? Because if you'll notice, there's a big old ding right here. Tell you what, you know what? And Chad the whole time's like, okay, you know what? No, I'm not going to get it graded. And that's not a big deal for me. I'll take it. And as Chad's saying, I'll take it, the guy's like, you know what? Well, let's go 20. Let's go 20.
I'm like, literally, there is one thing that matters here. There is only one. That it's I'm the first purchase of the day. That is the only thing that matters to me at this point.
That's it.
That was
That's
worth
it.
$40.
And
But Ricky sniped me.
and
That
Kyle, the old tortoise got one. Because Chad exactly did what the hare always does. As I'm walking in, he is mocking me because he is the first one, or saying, as long as I'm the first, he turns, gives me a big old smile and says, got to be ahead of that guy.
I see what happened there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But then he never checks out. He keeps perusing. He was saying, hey, maybe I'll drop a few more shekels. And he's throwing his money around, making it rain, showing everyone how much he has in his wallet.
Well, I was stepping to the side trying to do the Back to the Future icky shuffle or whatever you created last week to not rush you at the card shop. And next thing I know, you shuffled yourself right over to the register in front of me.
Okay. So as we're going to get to that in just one sec. Chad is not lying. Like, I don't know. I'm so, let me just get this out of the way. I'm thrilled that there's a new local card shop. I think the more, the better for us.
Yes.
It's going to be more fun experiences. And so I wish these guys nothing but the best. They threw out, hey, maybe you can come podcast from the shop. I'd love to do that. So take no ill will here. But when we arrived, I would say maybe there were 50 cards out. And they were still filling those shelves. And then as we're sitting there, they're like, yeah, we just decided 3 days ago to open this shop.
amazing.
I'm like, good on you, I guess. But like, I would have thought for a noon opening that maybe they would have arrived, 9 a.m., gotten a little something done.
Yeah.
You
People
were
were-
so mad. Tim, do you remember how mad he was about the pizza situation?
Oh, I was
Ricky
pissed.
was convinced there was going to be cheese pizza there waiting for him.
Oh, I know.
So mad. I was so
yeah.
mad.
You went about 12 hours too early for the pizza.
Yeah. I figured that out. And thank God I decided to get lunch because I was running early. So anyway, but to this shop, as I keep eyeing this particular card, it's on the shelf. Now, the only problem with the shelf of cheaper cards is they don't have any price tags on them. Again, I think they're still figuring this part out. I see a Karl Malone Mosaic Gold Prism Wave. And here it is. I'm showing it for the camera. Really looks cool with the old purple and gold jerseys. I see it over there. And as I'm talking to Chad, he's like, hey, what do I spend my extra money on? Do I get Crown Royal? Do I get this other pack? And I said, hold on. Have you not paid? And he says, no. I beelined it. I almost shoved him out of the way into the counter to get to this Karl Malone. And then in about 3 giant steps, went straight to the cash register and said, checkout, please. And confirmed, your boy is number 1.
Too bad you didn't run that fast on the race that we had last year, huh?
I know, right? Well, I got my revenge. Because forevermore on their reward system, I'm 00001.
I'm number 2.
Peter
Right on top of you, right where I belong. Tim, did you sign up for their rewards system?
No, I spent maybe 3 minutes in that store and I pieced out.
What you told us? I thought you said that you were like this close to buying a Jordan or something. You had some elaborate story out on social.
Right. That's why I only spent 3 minutes in there, because I knew I couldn't be trusted.
Why didn't
I saw
you
that
have
wall.
Why didn't you have a slice of pizza?
Because I was the only one wearing my mask in there, so I felt weird pulling down my mask to take a slice of pizza. So it was awkward. But no, that wall is really impressive. Yeah, I mean, like if and when I decide to get my stuff together, I'm going after some of those cards.
Nice.
Okay, I like it.
So in addition and related to this new local card shop, and what else, Chad, what have you been up to in the past week?
Ricky,
Both related to the new card shop and unrelated.
3 things. At the card shop, I bought a box of 2020 Crown Royal.
Yeah.
After we left our podcast studio last week, Ricky comes over to me. He's like, I'm really worried, man, that you're turning into Tim.
I
You're
did.
selling off all your cards. You don't even like to collect.
We had an emotional talk.
Am I contagious?
No, Ricky had an emotional talk.
Oh.
And I internally thought, number 1, I'm just not a hoarder.
You're not.
Hey, careful. You're throwing some stones at some friends.
Oh, yeah, that was very non-specific. It's just objective.
Wax
He's not a
Museum
hoarder.
Kyle might take offense to that.
Oh, I don't consider Kyle a hoarder.
Nor do I.
Well,
Number
then-
2, I go into the shop and Ricky's there looking a little distraught at something, probably because I beat him in. And that thought goes through my mind. Chad, do you even like collecting cards anymore? More. So I'm like, Ricky, let's buy a box. And they have a box of Crown Royal 2020 basketball there.
Yeah.
It was about $150. And I was trying to figure out what this box was afterwards. I could have sworn the box was red, which was a hobby box.
Yeah.
But the hobby boxes come with 1 auto and 1 memorabilia card, and I got neither. The T-Mall edition comes with no guaranteed, and I think that's what I purchased. So I open up the pack of cards. I think it was 5 cards, 3 base. I got 2 inserts. I got a red infinite, I think it was, of Patrick Williams, the Bulls draft pick from last year.
Yeah.
It was
It's
a cool looking
card.
card.
Yeah. Good color match, non-numbered, valued at about $20. And then I also got a Nikola backdoor Jokic. You know, backdoor because he backdoored the guy the other day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Of course.
The laughs are harder to come by over Zoom, I have found, with
Yeah.
you two.
There's like a 0.2 second delay.
Yeah, this is rough. Like, I feel like that would have got a half a laugh last week.
I'm
But
operating
nonetheless,
at 60%.
the test of time insert, which I do not like the look of those inserts with Crown, by the way. I don't think they look good. I think it's a cheap design. So anyway, I got that of the Joker. And so I think that the total return I got was probably about $25 out of the $150 box, which, as atrocious as that sounds, I did not sell those cards, Ricky. They're in a binder.
All right.
But as atrocious as that sounds, Tim, that still dominates what you and I did out of the box earlier this year on Box Wars. Isn't that sad?
Yeah, that was. Let's not talk about that box.
Yeah, so awful. So that was number
Good.
1. Number 2, guys that Peyton Manning Kaboom that I bought in Vegas.
He's already sold it.
So Tim, I went to Las Vegas to a card show a couple weeks ago. I went with my pal Ricky, and we hung out during the show.
Right.
But also during that show, I got a Peyton Manning Kaboom, ended up selling it, made $75 on it, which I don't care that Ricky laughs at. He was in a Colts uniform. I hated the Colts. It had scratches all over it and ended up needing to pay for some stuff. So I sold it this week.
Okay.
Tim, thoughts on that?
Oh, that's perfectly rational. I support it. And
Okay.
you, as long as you put that towards something else, then it's forgivable.
Yeah. Thank you. And Ricky, your thoughts? I don't care. So,
Actually, not even forgivable. That's just okay. It's okay. You have nothing to apologize for. So
Yeah,
shut it,
totally.
Ricky.
Thank you. Number 3, and this is where I want the audience's help, and I want Tim's opinion, and I want Tim to mute Ricky.
Oh, perfect. Been waiting.
There are some huge eBay auctions ending, which should be the day that this episode drops. There is a 2017-2018 select gold autograph of Donovan Mitchell. His rookie year, it's numbered to 10.
Okay. I like where this is going.
That's probably a $2,000 to $3,000 card is my guess.
Yeah, that's a fair estimate. It's probably got room to grow this season.
There's an 84 Topps John Elway PSA 9, but also autographed and authenticated. There's only 14 of those that exist. I don't know what that will go for. So John Elway's rookie card that is autographed.
Yeah, that's pretty unique. I don't see many of those.
No. And then in 2019 Kaboom Gold John Elway, he's in his Super Bowl 33 uniform right after they scored a touchdown and kind of sealed the victory against the Atlanta Falcons. He gives one of his, for a Broncos fan, it's kind of an iconic pose with both fists in his air as high as he can raise his arms with his triple extra large shoulder pads. So that gold Kaboom is on there and up for eBay listing. So I don't have the funds to buy any of those cards right now. So my question is, do I sell off this big chunk, what I was showing you guys earlier, of my Donovan Mitchell collection to obtain either of these cards? Ricky's not a seller, which is he's pouting now. Ricky, I'm sorry, come back. Tim, he's still muted. So Tim and Ricky, I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on selling off multiple smaller cards to obtain a bigger card. And I would like your opinion on that.
Ricky, you gotta agree to me unmuting you. But no, that's a tough one, Chad. I'm actually not in favor of that.
Why?
I thought you would be in favor, so I would like to hear why.
Is
it
know
the
how much
cards that I'm
LA
chasing, or just the general concept of it?
Oh, I thought I would be in favor of this too. Like the way you were chatting about it, I was like, huh. Well, I guess I can't put myself in your shoes. Like, I don't know how much that Elway rookie auto means to you. I mean, that's a really
That's not-
unique card.
It's not the only reason you can't put yourself in his shoes. Tim's opinion, no offense, Tim, should not count. Tim has owned every single amazing card there's ever to own. And so I don't think he understands what it is to build up for you or me, Chad, because we are scared. We do not want to invest to the level Tim is willing to.
Yes.
It's no slide on Tim, but this is a big deal. For this is the way we find ourselves with a Tom Brady at a 5 or a
Right.
Michael Jordan auto.
Right, I understand that. Like, I'm just saying I'm not a Broncos fan. Like, I don't know what that would mean to you, like personally, as like a sports fan and a collector. But I agree. I mean, like on that end, I 100% support like upgrading. Right, like we've talked about that before.
Got it.
I really,
Right.
really, really like that idea.
You just don't like this specific upgrade.
Right. Like from an
Okay.
outsider perspective,
Right.
Donovan Mitchell to Elway. Like you have some really, really
Wow.
cool Donovan Mitchell cards.
And a 1 of 1 for a out of 10, or is that the Father's Day 1 of 1?
It's the Father's Day 1 of 1. And then the other one was a Revolution auto, his rookie auto, the PSA 10. There was the Zebra, the second year Zebra PSA 10. I think it's a Pop 4. There's a Prism Silver PSA 9, and there's a billion of those cards out there.
No, that's true. Okay, you changed my mind. Actually, yeah, you're trading really, really high pop cards for a much more unique card. I like it from that end. Scratch everything I've said.
And Ricky, I was joking, of course, earlier when I told you to mute yourself. And the main reason behind it, and this has actually turned into a good discussion, is that exactly what you said. The way that, Ricky, you and I would obtain these cards is by doing something similar. And I guess, no, let me back up. The reason I was asking about Tim has obtained these cards. I didn't think about the aftermath of that. But you're exactly right. The way that you and I would obtain these cards is through something like that. And we haven't done that before. And I guess I just don't know how collectors, Ricky, like you and I, would obtain those type of cards. I assume that you got to sell off some stuff that you don't like unless you run into money to get that card, right?
Yeah. No, sir. And you're going to hear me say this a lot tonight. Hit us up on our Instagram or our Gmail at Pack to the Future Podcast at either, and tell us what you think. We're going to have a lot of questions for you guys tonight.
Yeah. The Elway was a big card, Tim, just to finish up on that. Ricky and I talked about it a lot early on, like in the first episode or two, as far as what card got us into collecting. And it was the John Elway rookie card for me.
See, he is
So that means a lot.
It's my Huckleberry.
Yeah.
Both of you are my Huckleberries, but he's my third Huckleberry. He's my horse Huckleberry.
I get it. It's I mean, I think you got to compare it to like Michael Jordan versus, I don't know what modern athlete you love, Tim. Who is your Luis Robert?
Yeah, I think Luis Robert.
Yeah.
Certainly. I have like up to 20 of his cards. I mean, I guess I am a legit collector of his stuff.
Hey, I like to hear that.
There we go. That's what we like to hear. So Ricky and Tim, off air, I'm going to honestly want your guys' opinion on what to do about tracking down one of those.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, the story that Ricky
enough
is
of me.
telling though is that that's exactly what I've done to obtain better cards. Like I shipped crates of really just meaningless cards off to consignment. And that all adds up to like a substantial number of whatever you want to put it towards. So
that's a great point, and I don't mean to undermine the fact that you also did it that way. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I mean I know what you're saying. I mean, but yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Ricky and I associate it more with like you razzing to win them, but we overlook that step that you have done this before.
Yeah, and I totally acknowledge that. But Timmy, what else have you been up to in the past week?
What have I been up to? Some of you saw that I posted, speaking of Raz, a little Raz win. It was a Larry Bird 2017 Select Gold Auto. And that went gangbusters on social media just by tagging Larry Bird and Larry Bird cards. That blew my mind. Like, I didn't know, one, that he was that popular. I mean, I shouldn't underestimate Boston fans, but I think it was also because it was just such a damn good looking gold card, right? I mean, out of 10?
Yeah.
It just looks so good, like gold, green. Yeah.
It really pops. It's beautiful.
It really is. How did you come about that card?
So I was scrolling through Facebook, and in one of the groups I don't check very often, sometimes these cards just pop up. And I recognized the seller from interacting with him in another break group way back when. And I guess you could say I wanted to support him by entering his Raz in his line, because at least if I paid, then it's going to somebody that I know, and I would feel less terrible about losing. But I ended up winning, and now I actually feel a little guilty because he's selling the card because of being in a tough spot from razzing. So, but he knows it's in good hands now, kind of.
Yeah.
And whoever you sold it to.
Yeah.
It's still in my box. No, but it's won me over. I mean, gold parallels, I think I would pick those over gold vinyl and superfractors. They look better.
Kind hands, soft hands, not good hands.
Okay, so what was the line and how many spots did you buy?
No, it was one of the fatal four ways. It was just, oh no, it was a 10 spotter, bottom three. So like the cost was split $185 between the bottom three spots.
Oh, how many people? How many people total? 10?
10, yeah. And so if you ended up in the bottom three spots on the final round, then you would pay 1/3 of the cost of the card. And
that's brutal.
It is.
That's brutal.
I've seen people triple bottom before, like just completely put the bill of the card and not.
So we're talking about ourselves in the third person now.
Yep. So, I ended up paying for a third of the card to win the card. I took 2 spots. So one, I
Oh,
won.
you did.
2, I paid for a third. So incredible value. I mean, they razzed it for way more than it's worth. It's probably like a $350 to $400 card, and it was a 500 and whatever dollar.
Is that bittersweet? Like having to pay for part of it but winning, or are you still
No,
happy
no,
that you
no.
won it?
Come on, any card that you own in your collection for a third of the price, that's a win, right?
Yeah.
You can't feel bad about that.
But you also lost.
I did. I'm a loser,
But you have the card.
but I have the card and I still have it.
These razzes are crazy, man. They just.
are
I'm sorry to ask the question, but it just fascinates me so much. I don't
You're
know.
not the only one. It fascinates everyone.
If you say so.
Have you read our Instagram?
Fair enough. Well, the other one that kind of crossed my path this week was I showed you guys. I sent you a text of the eBay listing of 2021 5-star Luis Robert. It was his Logo Man 1/1, Logo Man 1/1 auto. And so many things crossed my mind when I saw that. I was like, well, hey, Luis Robert. Oh my gosh, it's a Logo Man. Hey, it's autographed. It's a 1/1. Oh, Topps. They're going away. They're losing their license. This might be one of his last most iconic and beautiful cards.
Yeah.
Problem is, the auction ended at $2,400 for a non-rookie patch auto. Granted, it's a Logo Man, not game used.
Right.
My
They
max bid was like $1,200. I was nowhere close.
You
Somebody
did the
out
right
there
thing
is
by
insane.
not doing that.
Yeah,
Tops,
I agree.
Tops does something kind of sneaky where they say it's not from any specific event, game, or season or something.
Yep. right.
So are you considering trying to find another?
Nope, I've moved on. It's fine. Because there were so many things wrong with this. I mean, one, the ending cost, and then two, the fact that the auction ended at 5:09 p.m. and I didn't get a chance to like re-snipe the last bid. I mean, like, who ends their auction at 5:09? Come on.
That's weird.
I don't want it. It's gone.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Ricky,
All
what
right.
happened this week?
So as I mentioned earlier, I picked up this Karl Malone Mosaic Gold Wave. I really like how the gold and purple pop with the what he's wearing in the card, which is the original road uniform for the Jazz, purple and gold. And I just want to hear from our listeners. What do you guys do to display your cards that just have that real big eye appeal, that big pop? I wish I could figure out a way to just put them all together because they're so cool to look at.
Yeah.
But yeah, get at us and let us know how you like to organize that kind of card or what you would do with it. I don't know what I'm going to do with this Karl Malone. It just was too cool to pass up for a few bucks.
I really like the gold wave. Tim, you and I have spoken about the pop counts, or not necessarily the pop counts, the what am I trying to say? The print run of the gold waves, because they're not numbered, but they are thought to be rare. Correct?
Yeah, they're rare. Yeah, no, they're definitely rare because, like, in a product like T-Mall, for example, right?
Right.
It's the harder parallel color, even though it's not numbered.
And I want to say they were less than 50, 20 to 25 comes to mind. But Ricky, I think it's a pretty rare card. And I agree with you. The yellow on the old school Jazz jersey really makes that gold or pop, or maybe it's the other way around, but it looks really good.
Yeah.
There it is again, right? The color match do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is I'd like to start almost a collection of good color matches. As I was, and I'll jump to my next story here, which is in the past week, I've been reorganizing some of my new cards that I've bought over the past probably 18 months. And I found some pretty cool looking cards. I've got a Scottie Pippen in his road red Bulls uniform, but the green parallel. It's got a good Christmas pop to it. And I just wish there was a way to put these all together just to watch them. It would take everyone's attention, I think. I think it would be freaking awesome. But I don't know how to organize it, like as basketball, as a team, because they're hard to find. And what Mosaic does that drives me nuts is they'll put Karl Malone in this fantastic classic uniform And then Stockton will be in the ugly black uniforms we had for a year.
I hate that. I hate that so much. I wish that they would match them in the same
Yes.
set.
It's just dumb, right?
And put them in their best looking uniform. They're most flattering. The arches. I'm gonna get all our phrasing wrong, but that or the classic Jazz unis. But keep it uniform. I agree.
What if you did holiday themed?
That would be freaking.
I mean,
awesome.
you really could do a Christmas. It would be probably tough to find all Christmas colored teams, but you could do that.
You could, and you could get some Santa cards to put at the forefront.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I would like a Santa eBay update, please, Ricky.
I've been searching, and I have learned in the past week actually that Topps released a line. You remember Kevin Durant's rookie card? They have a Santa card. They have a Santa autograph card of that, and they have a Santa patch card that they released. I have yet to purchase any.
Wow. That's I don't know what you're waiting for there.
Yeah. I guess enough glasses of whiskey.
Man.
So we're waiting for
Having regrets.
so I have been, it's been fun. I've been starting to like put aside some of my cards who I want to start collecting and really focusing in on. Some of my favorite players: Barry Sanders, Reggie Miller. I put David Robinson, Shaq, Magic only Shaq. But anyway, the one thing I wanted to point out on this is I went through and it was, as I was organizing everything, was reminded I got sent. I now have an official Jeff Malone Beam Team dealer in Red-Headed Cards at Red-Headed Cards. He actually wrote me a very kind note, said, "You don't even need to mention me this time. Here's some more Jeff Malones for your collection." And so I actually am starting to build my my Jeff Malone collection.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Get a case of just Jeff Malone then.
Yeah. That would be a lot of fun. So that's kind of my hope, and I'm having a lot of fun looking for new cards in that way.
What are your plans with all these cards that you're sorting?
Well, and you know what? I'll go back now into my basketball and start pulling all my David Robinsons and Jeff Malones. It's where the junk box Luka came from, were these boxes of cards. So
keeping them and finding a place to sort them and store them.
yeah, so they're in a cold storage, like a good place, not a lot of light. So they're in good in good shape that way, in case I ever need them down the road. And otherwise, I don't know. As I screamed at you the other week, I have no idea what I'm going to do with these cards. At some point, hope that my grandkids or my son or daughters care at all about them. But anyway, I've also been gearing up for a big eBay push. I'm starting to adjust all my cards that are out there. And Chad, I would think you would like this part of it, only in that it's kind of like fishing, I find. You're just trying to kind of bait those people forward, and I'm starting to get some bites. So that's been fun. And finally, I got to show you guys something.
Oh, let's do it.
Yesterday,
I'm excited.
I went
putting it down on your crotch.
Ricky is tilting the camera down into the pelvic area, as Tim mentioned. Yeah, it's true.
and I actually went to the new card shop, a new card shop.
Oh,
I can't even remember their name. I had them up. It is
it's helpful.
Paramount Sports and Toys. I went in there yesterday and decided to buy just a few packs. They are, yeah, I thought I'd open them during the show. But they are a mostly toy shop. So just be warned. They have one counter of some cards.
Oh, that's the one I tried to go to on Saturday and was closed.
It is.
That building across the street looked haunted as hell.
Yes, it did.
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh. Back to the Future Ghost Hunters coming to a town near you.
That's a hobby pack if I've ever heard one.
All right, guys. Well, when we come back, we're going to have a quick round of hobby news. And later on, we're going to jump to a little bit of a Secret Santa update. And I need your advice. We'll be back with that and more right after this.
Chad and Ricky, we talked last week about Zion cases, right? So zioncases.com, which also takes you to the collectioncase.com, has been a well-recommended case by you guys. You've been
Yes.
pretty pleased with the heft, the weight of Zion, and
yes.
the carrying capacity of your Zion case. The extra large Zion case holds up to 200 slabs, 220 to be exact.
Man.
The size X if you wanted something a little less bulky. And there's even the T Model T, that holds just regular cards and cards and top loaders, hence the T, and bags. So for somebody like Ricky who needs to organize his junk box, that seems kind of perfect.
Yep.
They're quite beautiful. They're very sturdy. They don't break down like Zion. They're even waterproof, right?
They
I went to
are.
see that. Waterproof.
know-
I can go
know
throw
what I-
mine in the bathtub now. We'll find out.
Do it.
What I
Camera.
love about these, what I got to sell everyone on are these slab sleeves.
Oh, yeah.
They're incredible. And Tim, I got to tell you, I finally tried the XLs, which I think right now are sold out. You're gonna have to just keep tabs on their website. These
yeah,
things are amazing for your BGS slabs.
they're
They fit
fantastic.
snug.
Yeah.
Oh, they're great for the larger PSA slabs as well. So I'm telling you, get these. You will not find a snugger fit. You will not be happier with another product. We guarantee that.
No, you won't. And they're super nice, right? Like on the back, the flap that sticks down, it doesn't leave the little like loose edges like the unfitted ones do that just stick up and don't stay stuck down. And it's really nice. I mean, they actually were really proud of releasing some grading supplies too when there was that great grading sleeve shortage in the last year. They actually came to market with their own. I mean, yeah, it's they're well stocked with everything you could think of for your card protection, card grading needs. So head over to zioncases.com or thecollectioncase.com. Both will get you to this website and this company's products, incredible hobby supplies. So use the code PACK, P-A-C-K, PACK, get your 10% off your order.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. Guys, we've got some hobby news, and I'm really excited to talk about some of this hobby news, but we'll try and keep this condensed because we ran long that first segment.
Okay.
So in the first story that I sent out, the Bullpen Card Shop in LA was robbed, and Chad, we actually heard the owners talking about this robbery, which is what caused me to look this story up. This poor guy is closing up the shop at 3 a.m. after they've been doing breaks all night, which, if anyone has ever attempted, is exhausting.
Super.
To do even a single break. And so this poor guy gets tased, bound, zip tied, locked in a bathroom. And then they had a list of cards that they went after, cases, and they knew exactly what they were going after. Spectra basketball, National Treasures basketball, Flawless, Prism. I mean, they clearly had cased this place. Has it gotten to the point that it frightens you actually to go into one of these stores?
I don't know that it'd be. Oh, geez. Well, now the thought's going to cross my mind. Thanks for planting that seed. This actually reminds me a little bit of the poker games I would used to play in Portland. They were like always in these basements. And, you get to chatting with some of these guys that are next to you for 8 hours at a time, right? And this guy one time told me at a home game, and so even dicier than this basement, he got robbed. Like masked guys, like loaded guns, like held at gunpoint. Like, I mean, there's a ton of money at these like home games, right? I mean, you're talking like 4 or 5 figures in each pocket.
Yeah.
So something like that, right? Like when you just have something that valuable, people are going to be drawn to it like those little mosquitoes to a bug light. And this is not going to stop. I mean, this is a pandemic. I mean, it's affecting so many stores, shop owners. I mean, like a scene out of a movie, right? Like he got tased.
Yeah. And Chad, I'll throw it to you in just one sec. The story also mentioned a Utah store also got robbed recently. So I clicked the link thinking it was our local card shop, which had a vehicle driven into it.
So ridiculous.
And it wasn't. It was a West Bountiful shop.
No.
It was yet another Utah store that had been robbed.
Yeah, they had $7,000 worth of items stolen, like $1,000 in their door. And most of these smaller card shops, I don't know their financials, but they're not making a ton of money.
No.
And I have
no.
to imagine recovering from something like that is incredibly difficult. I can't imagine they are making enough to hire security to have there. And, with the bullpen, I think that they stated that they had 2 people there, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
late at night to be in the store. So even if you think, hey, I've got a buddy here to help for protection, if someone knows what they're doing and they come in on a mission, you're just not going to stop them.
Right.
And it's terrifying. I would be terrified as a shop owner. The one thing, Ricky, it caught me off guard. I don't know if you guys get this way. Sometimes you hear something and you're like, God, it's just a weird thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
Is as soon as we were in Crave, the third guy in the door, not the first 2, high five, bud,
Exactly.
is the third guy comes in and he's like, yeah, so, other card shops are getting busted up. Are you guys having security? And I just thought that was such an odd thing to say, almost like he was wondering, hey, are you having security here?
At
It
best,
was just weird.
at best uncouth, and at worst, he's a criminal.
Yeah, that's where my mind went.
No, I agree. I
You
agree.
would think that.
But it's just awful to hear it. Yeah, and it's almost commonplace now to see this with stores, and it's really sad.
It is. I do think it's okay to still go visit these stores and not worry about it too much. It does seem that these cowards, which is what they are, they're cowards, are doing it late at night where no one else can see them. Because
I worry about card shows. Am I alone in that when we've looked at some of these card shows that I look and see if they're going to have security?
Yeah, that you think people are going to come running in with a bunch of guns like and rob a bank style. Yeah, I guess as Tim said, now I am.
There's so much cash in those backpacks, and not all of them are clear. I mean,
I did watch everything on my person like a hawk, though. I was terrified about that.
Yeah.
Moving on, guys. Shocker, Panini and the Better Business Bureau are not getting along. The BBB has processed 237 complaints against the company in the past 3 years and actually took the step of issuing a consumer warning this week. Why, might you ask? Is it for sticker autos? Nay.
for game use patches that aren't game used.
Nope. It is because they cannot seem to pull their head out and fulfill their redemptions to save their lives. Is anyone shocked? Honestly, the reason I brought this up, the story, why it intrigued me was I would maybe be weary about buying any redemptions from Panini on eBay at this point.
Yeah.
I worry. This news story also says there's a class action lawsuit filed against them for this very same reason. I think they're in big, big trouble.
I don't know how they get away with it. I honestly don't. So my wife had a product that she bought from a company, an online company, back at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And the order was not fulfilled within 6 months. 6 months.
Oh, that's bad.
And my wife ended up finding out that there was a whole group of people where this happened to. It got into a big thing, and they got some people involved and ended up making sure that the company gave money back to these people who didn't get their item after 6 months. I have redemptions, so does everyone,
Right.
that have been years unfulfilled.
Yeah.
Yet Panini, they get away with it.
I don't know how. I mean, you're not allowed as a business to not deliver when somebody's paid for your goods. Like what loophole have they gotten through? I mean, geez.
I heard the argument that it's not, I forget the verbiage on this, and this is going to matter. I almost shouldn't say it because I know people will come at it, but I heard verbiage that they're not guaranteeing you that item. It's something to that effect. Oh, darn it! I wish I had.
But the problem
anyway.
is it's to that item or an item of equal or greater value, and they're not even fulfilling that part of it is the problem. And so that's why they're actually getting legally sued now. It's
You should.
a class action lawsuit is no small deal. Like I worry about their financials based on the outcome of that.
Are we getting our cards back, Ricky? Is that what you're telling us?
As
As the hobby attorney, For the people, what are you
would-
telling us?
You know, everyone wants our big bro, collector bro advice on how to invest a bro. And what I would say is stay away. Mr. eBay tells you stay away from redemptions from from Panini on eBay.
Why,
There you
why
have
do
it.
you have so many listed on your account right now, Ricky?
All right, guys. Quick update on the PSA backlog. They got about 640,000 cards done in October. That's down 830,000 that were done in September. The big takeaway I took from this article was since April, they have done. I'm trying to just find that number. I just lost it. Oh, here it is. 4 million cards since April 1. So in the last 7 months. That's still less than half of all the backlog. So do we want to start like a ongoing bet with our listeners and like do one of those like square spaces where we all take a bet on which year we're going to be able to submit to PSA again? I think it'll be 2023.
Well,
or late 2022.
So there was an update from Gem Mint where we have all submitted through
Right.
on Facebook. I think Tim's banned, but Tim, I'll give you the update.
No, I left that group. Thank you. Yeah.
Of course
They didn't dump me. I dumped them.
That's right.
I think Tim's perfected that art of leaving before you've been asked to leave.
That's good, Tim. I like that. And they had suggested that it's going to be coming back sooner rather than later and at cheaper than what you might think. But nonetheless, one of the items that I just wanted to point out with this number that you sent us, Ricky.
Yeah.
A large majority of the cards, especially last month, were 2017, 2018 Prism basketball.
Yes.
And I want everyone to just pause for a second and think of how many of those cards were graded, not only last month, but all time. And just think about it. That number for last month, 13,000 cards from 17, 18 Prism.
Oh.
The number all time, 473,000. What?
So
what? Get out of here. You guys saw that too, right? Like, I'm not making this up.
the numbers are ugly.
500,000 cards from Prism basketball, 17, 18.
Well, we're gonna have no problems finding those cards around.
Wow.
On to the next one, guys. Donruss Football, their 2021 factory
Football
set is now being offered through the Fanatics website for $99. If you buy it through their website, you get a Fanatics exclusive 5 bonus pack of cards that is exclusive just for Fanatics. The one question that I had for you guys from this one is I just thought it was interesting. We're getting some Fanatics. It's not the first time they've done it. They did it with Optic Basketball. I believe the year Zion's and Jaws rookie year.
2019.
Yeah, they've done it with a couple other and one or two others. Well, what do you guys think about down the road buying sets? Now, Chad, initially you're gonna just like want to throw up at that idea of buying a set of cards like this, but hear me out. You buy one or two of them down the road, and you just store them somewhere, and now you've got every rookie just waiting to be pulled and graded. Potentially or sold off to buy a graded one.
No, it doesn't work, Ricky. Just nope.
I'm gonna fact check myself. It was 1920 Prism basketball, not 1718 that had 500,000 cards.
Oh,
Okay.
But I will tell you this, Ricky, I was in New York a couple of years ago with the wife visiting some friends. They picked us up from the airport and we had to drive 2 hours to their house. The problem is there weren't a lot of places to stop and pee. And I'd had a couple beverages on the plane. I had to pee like a racehorse. So I kind of asked these guys, I'm like, hey, I know your guys' house is like an hour away, but will you please pull over? I just have to pee. And I didn't know him super well, so it was kind of awkward. So we pull over, go into a Walmart. I'm peeing like a racehorse. Luckily, I didn't have a vet walking out of the room who had just pooped everywhere like you did in St. George. But I get out and I bought an entire set of Optic, 17, 18 Optic, and they were the Flash I think that they were called Flash. Darn it. So they were one of the prisms. But anyway, I stored it And of course, like a year and a half later, I've got them all. I've got Bam, I've got Donovan. I sent in the Donovan, it got a 10. Had Tatum, and it worked out really well for that rookie class. So it's a very long way to say I had to pee, and it ended up with me getting that optic set, and it worked out really well.
Well, I'm shocked that that's your reaction, because I remember even making fun of the judge that I used to appear in front of before he retired, and he, Tim, what is that you're showing us?
Finish your story. Finish your story.
And he went to the card shop with me one day and just went and bought like 2 full factory sets. And I'm like, all right. But at the time I thought it was the silliest thing I'd ever seen, but now I'm like, that's kind of genius. It's all organized. You can just trash the rest down the road.
So what I'm showing you guys is 1989 Upper Deck Collector's set. Griffey's rookie. Somehow the set is worth $150.
Yeah.
Tops, compared to, you having a graded Griffey rookie. So like, how does that make sense? I don't know. But
well, yeah, no, it's taking a gamble. I'm just saying, like, for Jod and Zion's year, why didn't we all load up on like just cases of the full set?
That's my point. Is that like nobody did? There's a reason, right? Like they're not, for whatever reason, as a full set, like for just who knows why, like somebody out there tell me, they're just not as sought after or as valuable. I don't know. Maybe Fanatics will change that. I don't know.
Well, and I'm just saying that might be a secret place to find some value. And it sounds like that's what happened for Chad, is that he got this. A lot of people aren't buying it. I agree. A lot of people aren't even aware it probably exists. And that if they do buy it, that it may give you some opportunity to get some of that stuff graded, like that Griffey rookie. I realize that the set may be more expensive than a Griffey rookie. Is that what you're trying to argue?
Oh, the other way. Other way. Yeah.
Oh, it's very cheap. Yeah. So I'm just saying that's a great way to maybe find some value.
Yeah. That's
But guys, I just wanted to give you that. That's another reason why you shouldn't pee your pants.
All right, guys, moving on to our final story. Just briefly, everyone's heard it. The guy who was given Tom Brady's 600th touchdown football. He gives it back to Tom Brady, makes a deal. He posts on Instagram his what he's received in return. It looks to be 2 Tom Brady home jerseys or white jerseys, a Mike Evans jersey, a helmet, and some cleats, I'm assuming, that belong to Tom Brady, or maybe Mike Evans. Those are pretty speedster. But it appears that here's what I want to ask you guys. Is this a good deal? I did note that Tom Brady also said he was going to give him a full Bitcoin, as was maybe Gronk or one other teammate. Is this a good deal? And I got to just start. I'll briefly start with, it bothers me that they've signed it to him, and it bothers me that they have both signed each one. I want a strictly Tom Brady one, a strictly Mike Evans, maybe one with both. But it appears they tried to do it the way that maybe he wanted it. I don't know. What do you guys think of this? Good trade, bad trade? Timmy?
Man, I mean, the general reaction on social media was just horrible. Bad trade initially. I mean, there was an estimate that 600 TD football was going to fetch somewhere around like $500,000 or something absurd, which, is a number pulled out of your butt. But because what happens when he throws for his 700th touchdown, right? Like, who cares about the 600? And he might. I mean, the guy's going to play until he's like 65 and on Medicare.
Right.
But, the sneaky bone that Brady threw him, well, I'll talk about that later. But yeah, no, I agree, Ricky. Your point about them being dual signed, we just talked about that, right? Like a dual or triple auto somehow is not more valuable than just each of their respective items, right? Like Mike Evans should have signed his shoes. Here's your shoes. Like Brady should have signed his auto on a jersey without inscription. I mean, I know what he was doing, but like that's no longer valuable to some random person if it says like to Mike, right?
Yeah.
So, but Brady kind of understood. He caught wind of it, and he's like, "Hey, here's a Bitcoin too." $64,848.81 as I'm looking at my phone right now.
So maybe Tom Brady owes him like 10 Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, that'll be worth quite a lot if he hangs on to it. But yeah, no, I don't know. The gesture is awesome. Dollars to dollars. Yeah.
I'm going to go different from you guys. I think it's a great haul. That is something that guy will hold forever. I love that they wrote it to him.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to sell it. It's going to stay in his family. He's going to pass it down to his kids, his grandkids, and he's going to forever have that, and it can't be replicated.
Yeah.
As a fan, I'm sure the guy's a Bucks fan. He also got season tickets for the next 2 years, which I think is the least exciting of those prizes. But I love it. I absolutely love it. If I were the guy, I would be absolutely stoked. Big picture, I don't think anyone's going to care about number 600. I don't. I just don't.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
would
overall-
be thrilled if I were him.
Overall, I like it. I just hope he got to kind of pick and choose exactly how he wanted the jerseys. Did he want them customized? Did he want who to autograph? I hope he got a say in that. He deserved that.
The quote was, there was a lot of negotiation in order to get the ball back from Brady.
Which makes me think he probably did have
Yeah.
a say.
Yeah.
All right, guys, when we come back, we are out of showtime. When we come back, we are going to briefly address Secret Santa, and I need your advice. We'll be back with that and more right after this. Hey, everyone. Your favorite hobby podcast is now on YouTube. If you check out YouTube and search Pack to the Future podcast, you'll be able to see Tim pout. You'll be able to see Ricky while I scream. Spit while I scream. If I could get my ding commercial read right. And you might see Chad. No, you'll see your three favorite hobby podcast hosts. It's a totally different experience. Kick your feet up. Get your favorite drink in front of you. Maybe get some cards to sort for your big box of all the hoarding you're doing. And check out your three pals while we entertain you. You don't want to miss the moment that the Wooslap Wooslap bet is cashed in. There's only one place to catch all this action. Be sure to check Pack to the Future podcast on YouTube. Again, search Pack to the Future podcast, subscribe to the channel, and prepare to be entertained in a whole new way. All right, everyone, welcome back to the show, guys. We are coming up on Secret Santa. We're making some headway, making some progress. We've got our names down. Now, Tim, a few days ago, Chad texted us and told us that he no longer would be participating in the name pick out of a hat, that he had already chosen his Secret Santa. What was your initial thought?
Yeah, that was a little sketchy. I was not a fan, but I gave him a hard time about it because a little lovey-dovey about it.
As we both did, as we should, because you're completely breaking the rules.
I agree.
Now we're not going to disclose any info on that. We're not going to Chad says that I will feel really bad if I tease him for being a complete skinflint. And here's my only argument is that Chad has about 4 cocktails deep and gets on his eBay while he's watching his favorite ghost hunting show, and I think gets a little impulsive. So what we've done is Chad has chosen his Secret Santa. We've accepted that, and we are going. Yeah, we have. Whoever it is, just know you are a lucky person. Chad is incredibly generous when he gets onto one of these projects, as you will. So Chad is the only exception. Tim, you and I will be picking out of a hat, and I'll be doing that for both of us if that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're not doing this now. I get a say in this. So, number one, I was very sober when I made this purchase. I found an incredible opportunity that I know is going to make someone very happy. And being that it's one of our listeners, I felt that that was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And number two, speaking of breaking the rules, Ricky, you and I specifically discussed before the football season started that Boston Steve was not going to be a part of our fantasy football league. Now, despite the fact that the loser would be punished, you took it upon yourself without discussing with any of us that you would be adding a co-manager to help you with your fantasy football decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So now you may move on.
Well, I guess my counter would be that one, we never expressly prohibited the hiring of an assistant GM.
Nor did we the picking in Secret Santa.
The definition of Secret Santa is to pick the names randomly. That is
Supposed
literally
to be a secret, Chad.
It's supposed to be a secret.
Oh, it is for the rest of our listeners.
Oh, all right. So moving on, we are going to. I've got my Pack to the Future podcast trucker hat. Keep my
You're
stick-
welcome.
Thank you. Just keep my sticker on it and the bill straight because that's how the cool kids wear it. I'm going to pop in all the names, which I have printed on this piece of paper, and we're going to shuffle them up. Oop,
Can't wait.
We're dropping one. We're dropping a
Oh,
couple.
no, it's going through the. Yep.
I'll project
Yep.
it.
All right.
There we go.
I don't know that that's okay. I guess that's okay. Shaking technique.
Yeah.
Tim, professional shaker.
Yeah. Are you a professional shaker now, Tim?
He's Brunchy Tim,
All right,
which
I'm
a
gonna-
majority of the podcast fans agreed with you, Tim.
I'm gonna look over here. Oh, I know. I had to vote in my own favor. Thank you.
I had my wife vote on like 5 accounts.
Okay, this is me. I'm gonna get my name. Make sure I don't show the camera, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm actually excited about that one. Okay, now I'm picking for Tim.
That's
No, I don't have to show. It's a secret. I'll secretly tell you later, Tim.
that's fine.
It's by definition, it's not a secret,
Actually.
Ricky.
Oh. Yeah, we're putting this up on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Then I'm going to keep this off the camera. But Tim, you and I will speak after we get off the air.
We get a backup pick.
Yeah, okay. I would agree that Tim can get a backup pick. I can text him right now who it is, and he can get a backup pick. But here, I'll put it in the chat. Can I put it in the chat without it
It's
showing
gonna
up?
pop up.
Yeah. I don't know.
What?
Not the chat. Group text.
Okay, I'll put it in group text. And then if you can put it back.
Ricky's gone. He is leaving. He's grabbing one of his 7 bat phones, and now he's back.
All right.
This brand.
They all carry like 10% at any given time.
Okay,
Something.
Battery charge.
now you can return this name one time, but you have to announce at the Secret Santa event which name you returned.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
So, this is why I asked for a backup pick because this was actually who I was thinking about. So this is actually kind of creepy now.
So you're putting
I
it
was-
back?
No. I'm keeping it.
He's keeping.
Okay.
He's keeping.
And I was, yeah, I don't want to spoil it because if I say anymore, I'll spoil it.
Yeah.
But if I were to have pulled a Chad and handpicked my Secret Santa, this was the one I would have picked. So
Oh, so you had hopes and dreams for one.
yeah, we'll have a good Christmas.
Oh, I am so excited. So we quickly decided that it will be held December 18th, Saturday, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
The week
Time.
yes.
before Christmas. You're right. Yep.
Have we chosen a time, or do we want to chat with people and see what works best, or set it right now?
So we can either set it or we put up a poll with like late afternoon, evening, morning for crying out loud in our jammies or something.
Keep in mind, Saturday before, remember that's the Saturday before Christmas. That's when all the holiday parties are going to be happening. It may be to our benefit to have it earlier in the day, is all I'm saying.
That's a good point.
I'm letting you two run the show this year.
Hmm.
I'm throwing money at it, and I'll be there, and
All
I'll have
right.
a grand time. Plus, if you get too many cooks in the kitchen, bad news. And you We may need to just decide. We got a lot of people this year.
Also, our Christmas party is like more in the mid-afternoon, or they're generally evening, right?
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. So I'm leaning towards like mid-afternoon somewhere.
Me too. Me
Yeah.
too. Okay,
We'll talk about it.
Tim, we'll put up a poll.
Yep.
Finally, I was in the Starbucks. This is not card related, but I think everyone will have an experience and opinion on this, and I want to hear from our listeners. In the Starbucks the other day, and the car in front of me had paid for my meal.
Oh, one of those pay it forward things.
One of those pay it forward things. I was so caught off guard that I just accepted the free food and drink and left.
Oh, boy.
Ricky.
You were that guy that ended the chain?
Oh, come
that
on,
was my
man.
question is, do you have to pay it forward right then and there, or do I get like a week, a month, or a year?
Oh,
Everyone's talking about you in the store.
right.
You're the
it's
guy who
like-
broke the chain.
Yeah, that a-hole. Like, how many people had gotten the benefit of paying it forward at that point? You might
Wow.
have just killed it. Like, this was probably like the wave at a bad baseball game, right? Like, you're probably the guy like just like ruined the wave after one section.
Yeah.
There's a thing up on my whiteboard that I'm pointing to. You can't see it because it's backwards. It says RAC. One of the CME events that I went to as a part of continuing medical education talked about how to avoid burnout, how to make yourself just kind of feel better, and especially going into the holiday season. And one of the things that they talked about is daily trying to do a random act of kindness. Someone did it for you,
Right.
and you took it and ran.
How's that RAC? That should be RAK.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Come on. Expect
I
that.
know. Maybe it's not kindness. Maybe it's something else. But you're
Well,
right.
get at me. How many RAKs do I need to give to earn my forgiveness? I want to hear from the listeners. Reach out to us.
It is K.
Chatted
Back
and
to-
spelling.
At Back to the Future podcast on Instagram.
And just in case you didn't think the rest of my body could get as red as my ears, my face is now that color too.
Oh, it's too much
This
glare.
is awkward.
All right. Do you have our closing, Tim? Timmy, brought it up?
Oh, yeah, there's that too.
Yeah. Well, Timmy gets that ready.
It's kindness
Y'all
with a
ready?
C.
All right. For my buddies Tim and Chad, this is Ricky, the Pout, wishing all of you a one of one night.
Chad and Ricky, I was still on the fence about what I'm going to do with that Jordan auto. And I've been thinking for a while about trading it for a signed piece of memorabilia or a poster or print, roughly the same cost. And one of the things I came across in a feed this week was a dual signed Jordan and Pippen autograph. One where they're about to like fist bump. And those two guys are not going to sign together.
Not anytime soon.
They are not friends.
So, anyway, what are your thoughts?
But do it. You do that. Yeah, I think that's an incredible piece that
Do
you
it.
got to get.
Do it.
Unique,
Make
right?
sure Pippen inscribes it the back game.